did go down.
Okay, I figured it did. Because it was like, OBS disconnecting. How are we now?
Get connected
I
for
think
free
we're
with
good now.
Let us see. How are people doing with this? Good? Good?
Good.
Okay. Good.
Okay, cool.
Woo!
I don't know what's going on with my internet tonight. It keeps saying it's fine. It just does not like OBS or Discord. Which, it was funny, the YouTube video was playing the entire time, the sound, so I know it's not the internet. Anyway, the man breaks out of the grapple and puts his knife in his teeth and just kind of laughs at you.
Ew.
Yeah.
This isn't just flossing. This is advanced flossing.
And then it is Harm's turn.
So he didn't... That was the end of his turn, so he didn't attack, so...
I mean, he
okay.
failed every attack. Because that
Oh, he did?
disadvantage
Okay.
fucked me. Yeah, he attacked twice, but missed both times, and then broke the grapple.
Good. So, Harm is also going to attack twice. And will attempt to grapple again. But
Yeah.
we'll focus on the attacks first. Okay, I'm thinking that the 12 probably doesn't hit, but
It
the
does
22
not.
probably does.
The 22 does indeed.
Hee.
Okay, so that would be 15 points of damage,
Oh, snap.
and is going to attempt to grapple again.
Okay.
Consistency. Consistency is key.
Yeah,
Consistency is
I
key.
believe the first grapple is the contested athletics. And then
14.
the, save is 14 to get out of it after that.
Well, he got a 14.
But I think the
But
first one's
good.
the contested, which
Oh, you're right,
is... Harmony got an 18.
Damn it!
Lamau.
Damn this.
Lamau.
Okay. Well, he's mad. So he's going to use some legendary actions to try and attack you.
Okay.
And this disadvantage is just fucking up his life. But I think the first attack will hit.
Oh, by the way, an extra 5 points of damage for the grappling.
Oh, nice. 42. Okay. The first one will hit because it was a 19. Second one, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Does a 17 hit you?
17 does hit. My
Nice!
AC is 15.
Okay, cool. So he does hit you twice. 12. 15
Yeah.
slashing from the first attack.
Okay.
And 9, 10, 11, 12 slashing from the second attack. And
Right.
then it is Odd's turn.
Okay. The drone is still chilling, so I am going to first start with that. So what is this? Okay. I can't do math. Okay. Does a 16 hit this guy?
It does.
Okay, well, Harv is holding on to him. You just see, one of the little robot hands stick out and, hit this man with a taser.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is... you're taking 5 points of lightning damage. And can you do me a favor and make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Yes, I can. I might be about to run out of pencil.
No pencil.
Oh, that was bad. 6. 10.
Oh, yeah, okay. You are stunned until the end of your next turn.
Oh! End of his
Hey.
next turn. Shit! That means no legendary actions and no actions. Y'all
Oh,
gotta
that's
wail on this
clutch.
smiley man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hearing the buzzing working, like, it is more of a firm rolled out of the window now, and I'm gonna have on fire off again. Let's see. Oh, that is a 24.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
That's not with disadvantage. That's not with advantage. That's just it.
Amazing.
Okay. Do I have 2 8s? I do. Oh, great! I rolled max on one of them. So you are taking, 18 points of. I can't remember what specific damage this one does. You are doing 18 points of. It doesn't say. I'm assuming it's piercing. Because it's a
I think
rifle.
ballistic is the new damage type that they use.
Well, because mine doesn't have a ballistic trait to it. That's the thing.
I think all of the firearms use ballistic.
Do they? I'm not quite sure.
It's okay. I have the damage. It's fine.
Yes. And I believe. Wait. No, I do have one more thing. I do have.
No one can
things.
hurt him quite like harm can, but it still hurts a little bit.
Nobody can ever hate you more than you already hate yourself. Okay, I just have to check to make sure that this stuff is good. Okay, and then I am just going to spend one of my modification points, and basically the bonus action is just going to be searching around in like infinite cargo pants pockets trying to find the specific bullet that he's looking for, and it is the end of my turn.
Okay. Then it is Shelly's turn.
Nice. All right. So stunned means I have advantage on my attacks. Yes.
Yup.
Nice. I'm gonna try Scorching Ray at 3rd level again to see if I can do better this time.
If he misses, I'm gonna laugh.
Oh god. Okay, the first one is a dirty 20.
That hits.
Okay, so 2d6 fire damage. That is 9 points of fire damage. Second attack. That is 24.
That also hits.
That
Guys,
is
you know what
8
time
points
it
of
is.
fire damage.
How many points?
8.
Okay.
And natural 20.
Hey!
Nice.
Okay,
Oh, you know what
so-
time it is. That means I get to put my favorite meme in the chat. The freaking Curly gets blinded again.
Yeah, so 12 points of damage from Max, plus another 6. So 18 points of fire damage. So yeah, like, Mans gets stunned, and then, like, Shelly, like, maneuvers herself so that, like, you know, she can fire, like, these, like, beams of fiery light, like, straight into his eyes.
It's the double flashbang.
18, you said?
Yes.
Since you got a natural 20, I'm going to say you overcome his resistances for this one.
Whoa. Oh, great, of course he's resistant to fire.
Oh, no, it's not that. I'll explain
Oh.
more in the behind
I was gonna say-
Patreon chat.
It'd be funny if he was resistant to fire to keep from sunburning. That'd be very funny.
But he can't ever get a tan.
Yes, truly.
Oh, all right. His turn is skipped until he is unstunned. Let's see if he can get out of this grapple.
I wonder if it has to do with Harmony's gloves. They're rather special.
Let's see.
They're
Nope.
not like other gloves.
He cannot get out of the grapple. That was a 9. So he's still
And so
grappled. And then
He takes more damage because he failed to get out of the grapple. So that will be 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Squeeze this man like a grape.
Mm-hmm.
Harmony, how,
You know-
how do you end this man?
What a way to go out. What a way to go out.
Harmony is going to, like, bear hug this man with a great big smile on her face. Like she's just hugging a friend to death.
Yay. As she does.
We as you do, you know, like a person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And he slowly dissolves into a puddle of flesh and ooze and rust and cheap suit.
Yay.
if I
But
get
you
out
know
of
it's cheap.
Okay. Now the thing is, Harmony's a hacksaw, so she likes trophies.
And you got the arm.
Are there any teeth?
Oh yeah, he's got a big old mouthful of teeth. He has more teeth than a human should.
Yeah, I'm grabbing a few of those.
Okay, I was gonna say, if Harmony wants teeth, I was going to say, we do have to remember that we have glass jars in the van for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
Just full of teeth.
He has teeth on teeth on teeth on teeth.
Ah, yes.
That's a lot of teeth.
I'm wondering what resistance a little charm made from teeth will make me.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Or maybe they'll enhance my gloves, but I kind of like my Wolpertinger gloves.
Oh, weird that the
Alexa says the video is yeah, you figured out.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
I
don't see that, but I hope it fixes itself. Is it frozen for anybody else?
It looks fine to me. I think I froze
for me
for a minute, but I'm fine
now. It
now.
looks like I might have frozen for just a second, but I don't think I am anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's frozen anymore.
OBS hates me.
OBS is haunted.
I was just on a stream that used an alternative, and I might be looking into that, so we will see.
Ooh.
But yeah, the man dissolves, and the rain starts washing him away. And you know that his essence is going to be reabsorbed into the dreaming. But for now, the threat of the smiling man and the threat that he and Mothman pose to each other is eliminated.
I can imagine while you are just, like, listening to the rain come down, you hear, like, the sliding of, like, a van door, and then, like, running as Audrey is coming up with a vacuum. Like, dragging, like, one of the shop vacs behind him.
I love it.
Oh, that's very funny.
Honest the cleaning crew. I love it.
Literally.
Also, it's just like, what are you supposed to do when cryptids turn into liquid? You vacuum them up and empty that into a jar. I feel like this has happened more than once.
I feel
Probably.
like at the same time, like, Shelly is running over with her camera and making sure to, like, get pictures of, you know...
Oh, absolutely.
And meanwhile, there's Harm, covered in blood, needs to get a blanket out of the van to at least, like, cover herself, or, like, slips into the back of the van, closes the door, and does a quick change. So, you know, they don't get questioned by the cops, because that would be bad.
Speaking of which, did anyone, like, on the streets notice, like, were there people around when we did the fight?
So, you look around and folks had run away, but you see peering out of windows, a lot of, the shop lady that you talked to earlier. You don't see the Mothman fan club, but you do see some, like, locals just kind of eyeing, but you see places where the blinds are, like, lifted a little bit or separated, and notice some eyes peering out of them. And
okay,
everybody give me a perception check.
Would love to. I think Harm's a little bit distracted at the moment. That's a 9.
13.
I got a non-natural 20.
Ooh.
With a +1, so I rolled really well.
Damn.
Okay, so, Odd, you notice, from atop of one of the buildings, a cluster of moths fly away into the sky, which is weird because it's raining.
Is it...
A
okay,
flock
just a
of
quick question.
moths, a pack? I don't know what a group of moths is called.
I was gonna say... I was going to ask,
Swarm,
so...
there we go, thanks, a swarm. I'm gonna call them
I like how it took us that long to get to that.
Apparently, a group of moths is called an eclipse.
Ooh, that's fascinating.
An eclipse of moths.
Okay, so I was going to say, how much is known about Mothman at this point in time to Cryptids Inc?
You knew that he hated Smiling Man, or they hated Smiling Man.
Mm-hmm.
because I remember y'all rolled for this last time. You know that they live around Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which is where you are. And you know that they tend to show up right before a natural disaster. Or a disaster of some kind. It's unsure, however, if they're warning people about the disasters, if they're causing the disasters, or if they know about the disasters and choose not to prevent them so that they can, like, feed on the energy they get from being there. So people will be like, oh, Mothman was here, and therefore expand their own, lifespan.
The way you said just kind of like cause disasters for other people, I just thought of that image where it's like, we are all dogs in God's hot car. We are all ants under Mothman's magnifying glass.
Oh no.
Okay, interesting. I was going to say, because I wanted to basically see if like that swarm of moths flying away was something that we have recorded before, if that's a new thing.
Give me a history check.
Okay. Wow, this is one of the few things. That's a 17.
Okay.
I'm about to introduce to you guys.
You are good at this. You are good at this.
Yay.
That is not something you know of Mothman doing. However,
they only do it when they're stressed.
You know what? Actually, it is something you have heard being a thing by Mothman's lair.
Okay.
And which you are, like, miles away from. But you also know that Samantha, the Mothman fangirl, has some kind of control over moths.
Oh, great. That's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, just like kind of take a look up there and just kind of just keep vacuuming and be like, ugh.
So I initially asked, like, if there were people...
Hat
Oh.
time!
Tat time.
Yes, and people were seeing you.
Yeah, do I notice if, like,
I thought that was a
they...
sombrero for a second. I know it's not. I know it's Hog.
It's Jacob Horse!
Do the people look like they, like, see the event and are like, oh yeah, that's just another cryptid, or do they look like they're surprised to see a cryptid? Because, like, you know, with Mothman being around this area, it's like, and, like, the fan club, I'm like, how aware of cryptids are these people?
Give me an insight check.
I'm gonna take my tape dispenser off my head now. It's a little lizard with a fly. That's my tape dispenser.
Where is my
Topical.
insight? That is a 12.
Okay. So, you see that, people seem genuinely freaked out.
Okay.
But
If...
it could be because the smiling man didn't really seem much like a cryptid. People were afraid of him. He had that fear aura. But it looks like you just murdered a man.
Okay, if in that case, like, this is what Shelly was afraid of, so it is time for Shelly to do what she does best. Gaslighting.
Yes, please.
Just like gatekeep girl boss. Do it.
Yeah, now where's the mage page? Mage page. But basically, like, her level 3 ability as a mage is to, make people, like, to manipulate people's memories so that they, forget they saw supernatural stuff, basically.
I love it.
So basically, they just saw Harmony glump a man that she clearly knew. I mean, obviously, you don't just glump
that's
someone.
totally what happened just there.
Yeah.
This is a
that's
word
the
that I
thing,
haven't
like-
heard in years. Oh my god.
And I'm kind of... The
Glump
thing is...
such a Harmony word, though.
Yeah, it
It is a very Harmony thing, except she only uses it against evil people. Which is, I think, as it should be.
It's great.
Okay. Shelly will like go up to people in the vicinity and like begin like talking to them. And because after talking to a humanoid for 1 minute, you can make it immediately force it to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell DC. So basically, she's just like making, like she's like saying things just to, like partially to see like also to gauge like how worried they are about the situation, but also to make allow this ability to happen. So just like a dual purpose.
After all, the guys who just like disappeared, and it's just like we're trying out some new special effects. How did you?
Oh yeah.
How did it look to you?
Yeah,
it's like
well,
it's like that action scene look realistic to you? Like,
yeah. Did you see the manhole cover he disappeared into underneath him?
Are you gathering people in town like together to do this, or are you going door to door?
I feel like she would, like, cause there's only a limited amount. Like, she can only do it 3 times per long rest. So she's, and it's like 1 humanoid at a time. So it's like she's just like trying to mitigate like the most immediate damage because like everyone else that was indoors and they were further away, they wouldn't have seen like all the stuff and like. If the people immediately around like come back, it's like, oh yeah, that was just they were filming something. Okay. Then the people that saw it from a distance are more likely to believe that, oh yeah, it was just a stunt.
It's far easier to believe it was a stunt than a guy was attacked and then just disappeared into thin air. Although, granted, for the locals, they're probably a little bit jaded to this sort of thing.
I think we can use your benefit.
Right.
And also, I do want to note that while she's like talking with people, she is like, her camera has like turned into like a professional like filming camera with like a tripod and everything, so like to help sell the what she's talking about.
Love it.
So I assume I should wait.
Yeah.
I need to get random people to do a saving throw. Like, do you just need to make up a commoner?
What is? Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the equivalent of a commoner?
So I'll say, the lady next door to the shop. There's like a young woman, like a mom. I guess not like young, but not like a teen mom is what I'm trying to say.
Oh my god.
She's like mom age. She's like in her 30s. And she sees all of that, and I'll say you go for her first because you see the window blinds shutter like close, and then you see her pull out a phone.
Oh yeah,
and then you hear like, kids, come on, get inside right now.
Oh no, the children.
So
well, also Alexis says there's a civilian stat block if you need it.
I got it.
Oh, good.
While you all are doing that, Odd has like wheeled the shop vac back into the van and is now sitting on a computer and is doing his absolute best to corrupt files from cameras that are near and lights. So it seems like a power outage.
Ooh, smart.
Love it. So how do you stop this woman from being on her phone? Because you hear first, if you walk up, you see her looking very frustrated through like the glass by her door.
When she said, like, get the kids inside, does that mean that the door is open? Because I do realize that, like...
The door is closed, but it's
the door is closed.
Like a glass front door.
Because I'm like, I can't just burst into this woman's house.
You can knock on the door.
Ask for a survey.
I mean, you can knock on the door, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just knock on the door.
I imagine we have like fake surveys that we use for this sort of thing all the time.
Local weirdos forget they can just knock on a door more at 11.
Yeah, she opens the door, phone in hand, and you notice by the door there's like a coat rack, an umbrella stand, and a gun rack.
Yes, the three
Content
essentials.
warning America.
Yep.
Content warning America.
Yep, truly.
And she's like, "Hi, are you here to solicit? Sorry, I'm on the phone." And you hear hold music that's like, "Thank you for calling 911. We'll be right with you. Your call's important
You know what?
to us. We'll be right with you."
That's so indicative of the United States. Wow.
Wait, does it actually?
No, but it sounds like something that could
Oh.
happen, which is the worst.
No, you get put on hold when you call 911 in rural areas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just like...
Especially after COVID, because they can't answer everybody.
God.
There's not enough people.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, that is fair. I've never had that issue because I think my area is not rural enough for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But that is
especially out
terrifying.
west. There's like reports of people waiting 20 minutes to get through to 911.
Oh, that's scary.
Christ.
We love
You
that.
know, in an emergency, that's what you have, is 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't, peon.
Yeah.
We just noticed that you had seen a shootout action scene out there, and you seemed distressed. Did you find our special effects too realistic?
It's
You
like
know,
we
I've
have
got
a
these
servant.
survey forms for these kinds of situations, but I just wanted to see how you were doing because you seemed quite alarmed.
It was action scene. Every time
Yeah.
Hollywood coastal types come to town, they make us sign a consent form. See if you're allowed
Yeah.
to shoot in the area. We didn't have no such form like that this time. Did y'all forget to put it in the mailbox or something?
Actually,
School project.
this is still another scene from an earlier, movie that we already got consent for. It was an extra scene that we realized that, we needed to reshoot, so, apologies for that.
Hmm. Which film was that exactly?
Oh, God.
It's the Martin Scorsese film that's popular on Tumblr right now.
Goncharov.
Oh, yeah!
Everybody knows Goncharov came out in the 70s.
It's the Gottschalk remake that they did after it got popular on Tumblr.
It's the new one with Chris Pratt.
I'm so disappointed with what he's doing with the Mario movie. Now, he's a true blood American. I appreciate that he goes to church, slaughters his own cattle and everything. Seems like a real good father. But, I do not like his voice of Mario. I cannot hear that man going,
Oh no, I agree. It's really shame because I'm just a camera person. I don't have control of the casting. But I totally agree with you, ma'am, and I do wish that he would spend more time with traditional American values rather than voicing some Italian plumber.
Now, I don't have nothing against the Italians, as long as they're not Catholic, which most of
The
them are.
Italian.
But, it's, well, the Lord gives us all gifts, and voice and characters is not one of his. We just need to know our strengths. He was very funny on that Office show. I watched it at the DMV.
I'm just thinking of
I
that,
totally agree with you, ma'am.
that video that's like, oh, I'm walking here. That's not going to be the voice. And then the thing where it just zooms out. It's like, it was.
So, she needs to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, against 15.
That is an 18.
I was going to say, yeah, what are you going to do if she succeeds?
No!
Do
Did you
want
forget people can do that?
me to re-roll using the inspiration point?
I think yes.
Okay, Alexis, Cryptids Inc. slams the Catholic Church. What if Cryptids Inc. Alternatively absorbs the Catholic Church?
Cryptids ate the Catholic Church.
Like a communion wafer.
Oh,
See, I wasn't gonna go there, Jazz, but thanks.
So do you want
What?
me to reroll, or do you want to try
Please.
deception
I-
check her?
I would like a reroll on that.
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
the
so I'm
thoughts on
gonna
other?
pull 0 in deception. Absolutely not.
I was gonna say, you better not be asking Audrey for this, because no, you're not gonna get any help. You got negatives in the charisma over here.
I got the exact same thing.
Oh my god!
That was-
It's like it is determined that we are just going to bungle the cleanup on this and just like run.
Oh god.
So she goes, now, it's been nice talking to you, but what are you really doing here?
Oh no!
'Cause,
No, Ronald!
I've seen blood. I mean, I ain't seen a man be torn apart before. Not that I would say to a stranger, no way. But I know it's raining and we got poor visibility, but I grew up hunting. I did 4-H. Those aren't related. I'm just sharing my backstory. I know my way around an animal, and that man didn't bleed the way I've never seen meat bleed.
Prearranged
mean,
meat is different.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes special effects, you know, physical special effects don't, you know, quite work the way you want them to in the moment. And then you have to, like, do CGI to, you know, fill in the blanks, really.
Are you saying that was a computer-generated fella?
No. I'm saying that was physical effects, and then we have to go in and post to add CGI. You know how, like, you know, Cats 2019, you know, that was the whole thing about the butthole being
love
added
that
in
movie.
CGI.
I went with my grandma and my mom. We did a ladies' night. Oh, that Skimbleshanks, the railway cat, the cat of the railway train. When he did that tap dance, brought a tear to my eye.
But did she watch the butthole cut?
Oh, I'm just crying just thinking about it. And poor Taylor Swift. They made that cat wear high heels. I can't imagine
Oh, it
making
was
a cat
such a-
wear
yeah.
high heels. It was tragic. That was a beautiful film. It was moving. And when Judi Dench looked right in my face and said, "A dog is not a cat," I was like, "Dang, Judith, I agree."
Truly, so moving. I'm just like, how do I heal? I think, like, since it's a failure, I'm just like, I just want to leave. But I'm like, how the fuck do you, like, detangle yourself from a conversation with this woman?
I was gonna say, if you guys are still standing over there, you do realize, like, Audrey is still on the computer.
Yep.
This hold music could be improved if it were cats. Can you imagine if it was like, memory, like the corners? Wait, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Is she on a she's on a cell phone, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, ooh, this is gonna be an issue. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out... Okay, yeah, no, you know what, that works. You see the drone fly back to Audrey, take a second, and, let's see. Yeah, okay, so I have a thing that I can roll against. What DC do you want me to roll against?
What are you trying to do?
This is Data Orchestra, in which I can cause an electronic device to overload.
Ooh.
Oh.
It was either that, or things gonna explode with lightning. What did you get to pick?
Let's do a 14.
Okay. I don't, because I'm proficient with it. And then, Hacker Kit is, I'm assuming, intelligence. I don't
Okay.
really know off the top of my head. We got a natural 20 right off the bat!
Yes!
Oh my god.
Yeah! Too much Tetris, too much Candy Crush. This is what happens.
So, what do you do to this woman's phone?
So I can imagine that the audio starts sounding kind of weird for a second.
Uh-huh.
and if you look over, you can see like Audrey like pushing up his glasses and continuing to type, and you just eventually see the phone go black, and then like kind of like the screen starts flashing like a little bit.
I imagine this woman then blaming singing memory from Cats wrong as the reason the phone stopped working.
You displeased God.
Or maybe he was talking about Chris Pratt so much.
But yes, no, the phone then gets just, I guess, really warm. Like, you know, like iPhones do in the summer.
Just like, oh, shut the front door. Those gosh darn kids. They put their goat simulator goose stabbing game on my phone and wore down the battery.
It's like, should I leave it to you,
crafting their
ma'am?
lines on here, and I can't even make a 911 call. You know, Steve Apple needs to get on that.
Not her son's trying to mine crypto off her phone.
My son gave me this ape.
Yeah, so that phone is completely overloaded, so if she tries to turn it back on, it's not gonna work properly.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think like Shelly's just gonna be like, yeah, I guess I'll leave it all to you, ma'am. Sorry for bothering you so long, and then just, like Shelly just backs out the door and leaves.
Just like backs up and runs down the street.
Yeah,
I look
basically.
forward to the flick. We should get free tickets since, you know, my house is in it.
Oh yeah, for sure, ma'am. We'll see to it.
So, what is going on with Harmony during all this?
Harmony has been changing her clothes, making sure that the blood-soaked Kevlar is in a Ziploc baggie. It'll be cleaned once we get back.
Okay.
And like shifts into her second Kevlar outfit, which is similar to the first.
Okay.
And gets into the driver's seat and looks around, notices that neither of her teammates are seemingly ready to go anywhere, and just kind of like beeps the horn and is just like, what's up? What's taking so long? We need to get out of Dodge.
It's like turn toward the front, like, because I'm assuming it's like the van's door is still slit open and they're like sitting on the edge of the car, like with their legs hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And Audra's like, do you know how long it takes to get into a power grid? My god.
Don't care.
Do you know how long it takes to gaslight an American woman?
An American mom.
Yeah.
I think it would be about like very close to this at this point. Just because it's like an action thing. It basically so one of the things is you can take control of cameras, you can cause interference in the Wi-Fi, and you can also turn on and off the same 6 streetlights connected to the same circuit.
Oh, love it.
So yeah, so that's kind of just happening, and you know, time to call Verizon because your internet has gone down.
Oh no.
But American internet sucks because it's just one provider for one area.
Actually, it's changing in certain places because in New York, in certain counties, that's now illegal.
Wow. America, I'm so happy for you getting internet options.
There was
not like just having bad internet because you live in a specific street.
There was a billboard like in my town when I came back home. I think I've seen it before, but it was just like a picture of a smiling woman and her kids, and it just says, "Congratulations, fiber optic internet is coming." And I'm like, I feel like I'm in the 2000s.
Oh Christ!
Oh my! All right. So do you all zoom away from here? What do you want to do? Do you want to check in with
He's
Oscar,
saying, like-
or do you want to leave him well enough alone now that there is no
Can you retell us what our exact mission was?
Yes. So you had heard, or you had been briefed, that the Smiling Man was getting into Mothman's territory, and that the two of them had major beef that usually led to epic civilian casualties. So you were to prevent the two from meeting.
Oh, we did that.
You definitely did that.
I say we should at least get eyeball Mothman. Make sure Mothman's A-okay.
And also, can you recap what we were to do/not do with the Mothman fan club? Obviously, we can't kill Samantha because she is a minor.
That was pretty much
but, like, is it... Okay.
Was that the Mothman fan club is dangerous. Well, dangerous, mostly that they were annoying. That Samantha is powerful and possibly frustrating, but not to kill her because she is 17 and still a minor.
I was gonna say, she's got the energy of, but I'm neurodivergent and a minor, but, like, it's actually true.
Yeah, I think it's like Harm in her mind has taught this little Mothman fangirl a bit of a lesson, so that part of the mission is like over in her mind.
So looking around, kind of just in the area and kind of looking off into the distance, do I see any other moths flying around?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. That is a critical failure. We did both ends of the spectrum tonight, folks.
No,
but it's a 2. It's a 2 with my bonus.
Oh no!
It's raining, still, and it's dark, so it's hard to see.
Oh, it's probably that thing where it's just like your glasses have like raindrops on them, and you're like, Ugh.
Yeah, we said when you got in, it was like dark because it was like 4 p.m. in November. So.
Yeah, also turning off the streetlights probably didn't help.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was like the darkness. So you don't see any moths. Folks are still hiding inside, but it could just be because it's raining.
Yeah, and we're heading out of town towards Mothman's lair, right? It's not in...
It's 20 miles out of town, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna head out, continue our road trip.
Okay. Then I think we are gonna take a quick break, and we will be back in 5 minutes after a stretch. So everybody get a stretch, and we will return shortly. Bye.
Bye.
everyone, and welcome back to Threeflings, the only show on Twitch ever. We just defeated the Smiling Man, and now the Threefs are getting back in their car. I should play some music. Let's do it. There it is. On a search for Mothman. And I know we just took a break, but Alexis gave us a stretch, so I'm going to stretch again.
Thank you.
So, you can take a short rest in your car in this 20-mile drive, because that should take you like 15-20 minutes.
Sounds great. So, got my health points back, just in case.
I should change the music from fun and jammin' to kind of spooky, because we're going to a lake.
We are fun and jamming. It's that...
You were in a car.
Yeah, we're like, get the fun and jamming soundtrack in the car going. I don't know what you mean, just...
Okay, fine.
Let's
have some jam.
It's the...
I should put on Beatball Parade for the car. That's your car.
If you want something that's fun and jamming and also spooky, play that kid's music in the car.
Oh, no! So then you get out of the car. Because you see a large cavern. And you know that you have arrived at, near your destination.
See, I like the idea that the van had like a GPS, and we were like GPS going to Mothman.
I was gonna say, like, one of you definitely has a GPS, one of you is driving, and then it's either like Audrey in the background trying to like clean Harm's clothes, and or trying to play Minecraft in the backseat.
Amazing.
And
Audrey fitting in a game of Fortnite.
Good evening, chat.
About ripped fabric, like just hanging on trees all around this place. You drive beneath them, they flap on your car.
Is this something that we know to be associated with Mothman, or is this strange?
You do, it's how you know you're getting close.
Okay.
Okay. Should probably pull over soon and go the rest of the way on foot.
Yeah.
Is the fabric in the trees, is that a thing because, like, of people that Mothman captures, or is it just, like, Mothman, like, wears clothes and then, like, rips out of them to transform or something?
Or is it just like mothballs kind
or
of thing?
both.
Maybe
Like
I don't know.
eating clothes, kind of, as a snack.
Give me an investigation check when you get out of the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to know if these are other people's clothes, or
I would
if
love to
this
join in that investigation.
That
is
is a
Mothman
dirty 20.
cosplay.
Was what?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
That is a 10.
Okay.
18.
Okay. So, Odd, you are lost in thought. But the other
Yes.
two of you discern that there are large bite marks in these scraps of fabric.
So it is just like a big moth eating a snack.
This is the pantry.
Yeah. But the question arises, where did Mothman get these bits of fabric from? Like, has there been, like, you know, like, reports of, like, thefts of fabric in this area?
Take a closer look. It seems like big, cotton bed sheets and old clothing, like things that you would find hanging on a laundry line. There's like
this is like
print, like little rose print, and like jackets that might have been on a scarecrow.
I love that.
Amazing.
This is why Joanne Fabrics is going out of business. It's because Mothman keeps taking their fabric.
Oh.
Amazing.
Well, I want to sneak up and get a glimpse inside of this lair.
You get closer to the lair, and you notice rusted butcher knives around the entrance.
Yay.
That is less cute.
You recall, Harm, that you were just attacked by a rusted butcher knife.
Ah, okay.
Oh, are these the knives of previous smiling men that the Mothman has killed?
See, that's where your mind went. My mind went, oh, they're the same person.
That would be disturbing on multiple
Like a
levels.
Harvey Dent Two-Face situation, but neither of your faces is a correct human one.
But we did see both of them on screen in a video, so that is not the situation.
Okay, but also, iMovie exists.
In any case,
I'm
I
just thinking, I've seen Pitch Meeting, and that's clearly two people. They just happen to both be named Ryan George.
still no seeing Mothman.
No.
Can
but what
we-
you do see are hanging from the ceiling several egg clutches.
Oh.
Hey, would you be fine if we, like, offered up the rusted knife, or would you rather keep it as a trophy? Harmony.
I've got my own knives, and I've got his teeth, which I think make a better talisman.
That's fair.
I was gonna say, yeah, Harvey
that's
does
true.
have...
Like I should, because of the way the dreaming works and the way cryptids works, technically, like, much like a Pokemon that, like, is carrying an item that realistically wouldn't be part of its body, but it's born with when it hatches from an egg.
Yeah, but the thing is, they wouldn't.
That is
still...
an item that's, like, kind of associated with the Smiling Man, but, like, isn't necessarily, like, you know, like, part of him.
Is it biologically attached to him?
Is it
Well,
a flesh
obviously
ribbon?
not, since it's.
Since it remained.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, some of the teeth and stuff remained as well. But, I'm more interested in those egg clusters. I'm going to try and keep a good distance between me and them, because I really don't want Mothman to come back and think I might want to steal those, because that would probably end really badly. I might actually just end up taking a quick look deeper into the cave, see if I can see Mothman, and then back out to try and join my friends.
Audrey is like, still like staring out into space, like Minecraft stall music playing in his head, just like, yeah, like thinking about like what he needs to do still in the game. Like, ooh, I should do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, Shelly, like, you know, like, takes the rusted knife from Harmony and, like, lays it on the ground, hoping that does something, or, like, you know, that maybe lures Mothman out. And in the meantime, just, like, you know, takes photos of the general area.
Hearing Shelly's camera, like, go off, Audrey's gonna, like, turn around, like, look at the pile of knives and go, oh, great, tetanus, cool. And then kind of just, like, try to avoid them as much as possible.
Are you sneaking? Those of you who are in this area, sneaking, like, going into the cave. Or are you just walking in?
I definitely am
Harmony is
sneaking.
literally the only one going in.
Okay, so the other
Yeah.
two of you are just hanging out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just walking around.
I want to sneak, I want to observe, and then I want to leave. I don't really want to cause any damage or anything.
You want this to be like a museum visit.
Yes. Or, you know, like, if I were to have a time machine and go to the past, I want to disturb as little as possible and just observe.
Wow, you really did make Shy again, didn't you?
No.
Shy with punching.
Shy with...
She made Shydara.
Yeah, she really did.
Oh my god, I did.
Please
excellent.
give me a stealth check.
It's like, although I think in this case, it's more the fact that Harmony has been told over and over again that she's only allowed to punch certain things. And that's why
Alyssa thinks she's allowed to punch and thinks she's not allowed to punch.
And that's a natural 20 for stealth, so I got 25.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Nice.
That is very fortunate.
Oh, good.
Oh god.
Can I ask what number Harmony was rolling against?
18.
Ooh.
So, it is incredibly dark in here.
You're not a tiefling, so you don't have dark vision.
Do you have anything that are you turning on a light, or do you have like infrared glasses?
I bet I have some infrared goggles.
Okay.
I probably didn't put them on until I got to the cave.
Okay.
But yeah.
Cool. So, with your infrared goggles on, you can only see, in red. But you see several swarms of moths in clusters. And you also see, hanging upside down from the ceiling, a
Batman!
humanoid-shaped winged creature.
Batman!
Its tentacles... They're not tentacles, they're antennas. Antennas gently swaying back and forth, holding a book.
Okay, can I just say, the idea of antenna being tentacles is kind of amazing, though. Like just a Cthulhu, like Mothman.
Oh yes. Now that I have seen that Mothman is just, having a relaxing night in, I am going to exit the cave and just inform my friends of what all is in there. Just kind of like, oh my god, you'll never believe this, but there are eggs, there are like clusters of moths, and Mothman is just chilling, reading a book. I think we're all good here, and we can head out.
Autumn's like trying to step around the knives to talk to Harmony and like not be
like but there are eggs. I wonder if those like moth clusters will develop into more Mothmen, or if more Mothmen will hatch from the eggs. We have to report this to Central because
That's true.
This could be something really amazing happening.
You see like Claude do the weird like step around, like trying not to step on anything like the glass earlier. And then it's just like, so does Mothman have like a cloaca? Like, what's the story then?
I have no idea. I didn't see it actually happen, but there are eggs.
Are they like big, tiny?
They're like Harmony will like gesture about however size they are and kind of like guide everyone back towards the van.
Give me just like a nature check.
Okay.
Just being like, insects don't have a cloaca!
You think he knows that?
That's another natural 20.
Holy shit,
Oh my
okay.
God.
You know your Mothman lore. You can correctly identify these as eggs of the moth species Eumorpha acamon.
They're Digimon.
So are they Mothmen or are they just moths?
Moths.
Okay.
They're actually very cute. I'll post a picture.
What is this? Okay, what is this? My brain was like, how does Mothman come into existence then? Is it also just like one big egg?
I mean, Mothman exists because people saw a big bird thing near Point Pleasant when that bridge collapsed. And ever since, I assume that, like, just, was manifested by the dreaming, and then if Mothman is killed, goes back to the dreaming, and just doesn't have, like, a reproductive cycle.
You just gotta imagine how weird that has to be to just pop into existence, like, fully conscious, too. Imagine how weird that must be.
Yeah, that would be super weird. I'm not sure I would worry about it too much, but it would be weird.
Also, like...
I wonder if it's just like a nap.
Their eggs look like grapes.
Their eggs look like grapes. They did surgery on a grape.
Oh my god.
Like grapes.
Oh my god, they do!
Little grapes.
That's great.
Oh, I hate Volcarona so much. I don't like Volcarona.
Oh, really? I really like it.
It's like the slightly uncanny thing, again, with like the eyes and the spots. I don't like it.
I don't know what that is. Do you want me to hide those moth pictures?
I was gonna say, I feel like you should do that anyway for people that are not into
Bugs?
and
Yeah, you're
insects. But also, it's the thing that Melonbread posted earlier. Alexis as a Pokemon, and it's Volcarona.
Got it.
Like it's fine. It doesn't bother me that much, but I'm just like, why? Why would you do that?
Cool.
So
In any case.
yeah, so you're gonna hear like, so are you gonna take pictures of the eggs? What's the story? Because I don't think just saying there are eggs is gonna do a whole lot.
Well,
I
the thing
think-
is,
If there are any eggs near the entrance, Shelly will take pictures, but like won't like go in.
I can describe the eggs. I can make a written report, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to disturb.
Mm.
One of you has a camera.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just said that I was going to take photos near the entrance. Also, does Audrey's drone, like, take pictures?
So it has a camera on it, although I don't know if that is necessarily like a camera or just like a lens for recording. I'm not exactly sure. Just trying to check. I don't know actually, because it says it has like cameras, but it only describes cameras in terms of like video, so it doesn't describe a whole. Yeah.
You stream.
It's. When you were saying taking pictures earlier, I was just imagining Shelly doing like the weird like selfie like at an inappropriate time.
I mean, here's the thing. Have you noticed why she's like named her Shelly?
Because she needs
Shelfie.
to come out of her shell. Oh. Ah.
The what?
Shelfie.
Oh.
I didn't. Oh my.
See, that
Then
word
again,
has-
I am not one to talk. I mean, harm.
I was gonna say, I haven't heard that word in literally like a year, so that didn't even occur to me. That's what living on your own will do.
In any case, I think Harmony will herd everyone to the car and just say, I'll just make a written report. It'll be cool. It's like, I really think the last thing that we need is to like point a bright light into Mothman's lair.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's really dark in there. Unless you have infrared on your cameras, you're not really gonna get anything.
okay, but like, wouldn't light also just be good because then you can see all the moths kind of come towards you and get better pictures?
But also,
It's
I
like,
don't
the
think
thing
we can
is,
take on Mothman if they decide to attack us.
thing is, Mothman's in there reading a book. I don't want to be the jackass that like bursts in with a bright light and just ruins the night.
Yeah. Also, I think like Shelly would probably have like infrared stuff and a weird fucked up camera, but the other thing is like, you know, stealthing in successfully, like getting a like what's Shelly's like dexterity modifier is a 2. She doesn't have proficiency on stealth.
You don't have
That's
pass
not gonna
without a trace
happen.
or anything? Or invisibility?
No pass without a trace. I here's the thing, I do have invisibility. But I'm so afraid that even so, like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
like,
Shelly
I'm
will
really-
like trip over a rock
Mothman
on the
can
way
hear
in.
you anyway.
Exactly. It would be useless.
Okay,
It's
here's
also, like the risk is too high.
I hope we get to this, because if not, I will talk about it in the BTS. But yeah. So gonna look at Harm and be like, so are we good? Is there anything else we have to do necessarily?
Nah. I mean, we have succeeded in our mission. We have kept the Smiling Man away from Mothman for the time being. We might have to come back once he reforms, or maybe he'll forget about bothering Mothman for a while. We'll have to check in and see.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna forget necessarily, because the pile of tetanus outside would like to argue that.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's taken care of at least for now.
I am
Speaking of
so
which-
curious as to like how like quickly or slowly the Smiling Man reforms, because Mothman is way more famous than Smiling Man, and would like I feel like if Mothman died, they would just like reform instantaneously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, there's hardly a day that goes by where we don't talk about Mothman.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of pile of tetanus, Shelly, did you get the pictures that you wanted to?
Yes.
Cool.
Took like photos of like the first bit of the cabin without like actually stepping in.
Okay, good.
So, you go to hit the road. I assume. Unless you're having this conversation in front of the lair, just like hanging out.
No, yep, we're hitting the road.
Oh my god.
Alright. And without having spoken to Mothman, which might be for the best, because those who interact with Mothman know that their doom is imminent.
Like actual Doom, or is it just like comparative Doom?
Yeah, Mothman has copies of Doom.
Mothman knows when doom is a-coming.
Yeah, kind of like how you said natural disaster, and then switched it to disaster. I'm like, does Doom mean the person's death, or just like something like damning for them? Like, oh no, you're a type B blood person.
No,
Oh
like big
shit.
disasters. Oh, is type B blood bad?
No, it's just one of those types where you can only get blood from other people that have B, so it's not great.
No,
Because like antibodies and your blood will destroy itself.
like bridges falling down, or buildings collapsing, or subways
Sandwich?
The
falling in on
shop that
themselves.
sells sandwiches?
You were like Subway instead of like sandwiches?
Or sinkholes opening up underneath buses,
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting.
which
So what I'm
happened
saying
here.
is that, like, if Harmony had interacted with Mothman, a sinkhole would open up under our van.
Quite possibly.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know how else to say this, but it's like, I feel like it would be less of an issue to Audrey, because Audrey's the kind of person that has, like, Heelys as an adult. And it's just like, I'll see you guys back in town, goodbye. Just like, goes off.
Amazing. Like,
Later,
I wanted to have,
losers!
like, hey Audrey, why didn't you have a driver's license? Why would I need a driver's license? I can do this.
Why would I need a driver's license when I already have my license to drip?
So
So we are getting back in the car.
Yeah, you head back in the car. You leave West Virginia. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mountain Mama.
It is for lovers. Oh wait, it's regular Virginia's for lovers, I think.
What is West Virginia for? Like West lovers? What's the story?
Is it the Shawnee State? No,
It's-
that's...
I was gonna say, is Virginia for lovers and then West Virginia for haters? Is that like how it goes? Alexis in chat, is it for West lovers? God damn it, Ink.
Open for business. That's what it is. And
Are
then
you
it got
trying to-
changed to Wild and Wonderful.
Can I just say, open
yeah,
for sounds like
open
you're
for
trying to
business
sell
sounds
the shit
vaguely
on
dirty.
Fiverr.
It sounds
Little-
so dirty.
Yeah, it's also like, are you selling the state on Fiverr, or can I take like a walkthrough of your apartment? What's the story? What?
It's like, I hope you're open.
And
No, it's the border of the
would
Pearl
if, like,
Hogs.
there was one US state that was just like closed. You can't go
you
in.
can't come to West Virginia.
I was gonna say, that is Alaska, yes.
Oh, that's true.
And you start driving back. You get back into Pennsylvania, the Keystone State. And you drive a little bit to the west. You are not meeting them in Harrisburg this time. You are going to meet up kind of closer to Pittsburgh, near the Youngstown border, more in West PA. So you got a bit of a drive. And as you're driving along, what kind of music are you listening to? Are you listening to, like, Spotify? Are you listening to the regular radio? Are you like
Who has the aux? Who has the aux?
Listening to a CD?
I
we're
imagine.
listening to Meatball Parade on loop. Just kidding.
No, I imagine Harmony's listening to like some kind of K-pop.
She's like, Audrey's like, I don't want to hear twice in the back seat.
So you are listening to K-pop when suddenly it glitches out and you start to hear some like Kenny G style smooth jazz.
Gonna like, Audrey's
Like,
still looking out at the computer
I
and
would
gonna
be
be like,
okay, not hating it.
Audrey's still looking out at the computer is like, thanks, Shelly. Just like assuming that someone has changed the music.
No, that wasn't me. I was enjoying the K-pop.
Okay, well, thank you, God.
So if it wasn't you, and it wasn't me, and it wasn't Odd,
Who is flickering the lights? Nosferatu.
Kevin Mackley, this jazz song is not as bad as I wanted it to be. This is actually okay.
Go like
That's
the really
a glowing
early
review.
years of Kenny G.
Kevin MacLeod's music better than
Better than I wanted it to be.
Bigger than before.
I was looking for truly terrible, like, bad jazz music. This is like...
Oh,
like
I could give you
jazz?
a recording of me in band in 6th grade.
This is like some imitation Dave Brubeck shit. It's not that bad.
Okay, can I roll like
Imagine
a
it's bad.
Can I roll like a history check or something to know like what the fuck this jazz music is doing here?
Yeah, and anyone who is not driving can give me a perception check. If you're driving, you can give it at disadvantage.
sure.
No, that
I'll
is
go
a
ahead and do that.
14.
Okay.
That's a 9. I'm too busy with my Minecraft. I have decided that the house is going on the top of the hill, not at the bottom.
Perception. Yeah, that's 7 for me.
I was gonna say,
Very
the only reason I'm not
focused.
paying better attention is because you threw off my groove with the K-pop.
Okay.
Ugh.
So... You, Shelly, you know that it is raining. You know that you're near Ohio. And you know that...
Oh no, not Ohio!
The Loveland Frogman is known to have magic and uses its lightning powers to... This is the same song, but slower.
Oh,
To
yes!
redirect
Yes.
lightning, but mostly it just uses its magic to hijack anyone's music stations and make it only play shitty jazz and only make the internet look like old Angel Fire GeoCities sites.
Oh, I think we were talking about this. We said
I
it's like Crowley's Bentley. Everything turns into Queen. Everything turns into crap. Yes.
I want the Loveland Frogman to do that to Web3. All of the crypto sites. Make them look like GeoCities, please.
So they all
Make
have,
them go
like,
back to
dancing
Web
baby
1.
on them.
Yeah, like your
Yeah.
cursor
So,
has like
I-
stuff hanging off of it. Yeah.
I imagine that Harm hears Shelly just like groan and just goes, What is it?
It's the Loveland Frogman. We're in their territory. Shelly, I got mixed up with my characters. Shelly opens up her phone, goes to a random website and just looks at the GeoCities ass stuff and then just like shows it to Harmony.
Yeah, I imagine Harm like takes her eyes off the room for just a tiny second just to view it and just goes, Aw, it's kinda cute.
It's like Google when it wasn't that weird brand art style.
So
Ask Jeeves.
And it's just like, so what's the deal on this? Do I slow down? Do I speed up?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask the universe. Hey, universe, do we have any protocols on dealing with the Loveland Frogman?
I was gonna ask how much I know about the Loveland Frogman.
I just posted the old, I'll post it here too. if you want to see what your website looks like, check out the original Space Jam website.
I love the original Space Jam site so much. It's so bad.
I was so worried they updated it for the new movie. I'm glad they did not.
It's so great.
I need to find the alligator.fun, the website from later Alligator.
So
That you need for a puzzle.
Were you giving a
It's so
history
funny.
check? Or you can give a history or arcana, your choice.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there it is, Alexis. That picture that you put in live watching chat, that is an artist's rendition of what the Loveland Frogman looks like, which is to say, man, good for that person who got $5 for doing that.
I got a 17.
Okay.
I got a 15 for history on that.
Okay. So, you know that the Loveland Frogman loves pranks, loves smooth jazz, is a frog as big as a short human.
A short king.
Likes to masquerade as a wizard with its, lightning rod wand, occasionally wears wizard hats. And
I'm just imagining that the Loveland Frogman goes to local conventions in a wizard cosplay of some sort.
Yes.
Like as Gandalf.
Yes, and people are like, oh, cool, like Ninja Turtle Gandalf. And they're like, rah, 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 rah.
And really, it's a Sagan character. I respect that.
They, generally mean no harm, but if attacked, they can use their lightning powers, particularly in a storm like the one you're in, to become a deadly menace. And in fact, as they are known to hack Cryptids Inc. data for fun, they could be a terrible threat, but fortunately, they have mostly just hacked your data and made it look like, the Space Jam website and put a bunch of dancing babies on it that look like dancing frogs. And then
Oh my god. Oh, does the Loveland Frogman put like that boy on everything we have?
Hey, it's your boy, the Frogman.
Yeah, hearing the Loveland Frogman, it's like, you mean like the guy I've been fighting on the database for like 3 weeks? Like I keep looking on the firewall for it, like
Yes.
that guy?
Oh my god. This is so funny because in Uncaged Threeflings, Inc., had the character with the frog. And that is the Frog Queen, and here we are.
This is
Fred's full circle.
This is Fred's revenge.
No.
Just being like, so is this like the guy that I've been undoing all of his work for like the last 3 weeks every time he gets into the database and like just puts random like GIF images on our desktops, or is this like a different thing?
I like how you asked that, like,
Are you
wanting
asking
a
me, or
confirmation.
are you asking yourself?
No, I'm asking Shelly, because she's the one that said Loveland Frogman.
Here we go. Here's some fake Kenny G.
Can I just say yes, or do I have to roll to see if that is in fact
you would know.
true?
You rolled really well.
Okay.
You would gather, given the bullshit that you've been dealing with, that it is known, it is in your documents that were the Frogmen to aspire to anything other than pranks and nonsense, they could be a technological and deadly threat. As it is merely company policy to let them have their fun and clean up their messes quietly before they cause disaster.
Okay.
Oh, so
thanks
yeah,
for
so
the
that
hydrate roll.
Like, yep.
And
Thank
hold
you.
on.
Yep. This is the person that you've been fighting this whole time.
oh, this is the person. This is the reason I don't get.
So meanwhile, Harm is just like, so wait, did somebody say all I'm hearing is about this guy's just like annoying, but you're saying that in storm situations he's
Crazy
deadly?
frog. Oh, ding, 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 ding.
Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to open your mouth?
If he's
Put those words back
deadly,
in there.
I'm going to try and go as fast as I can to get out of the area.
Probably for the best. I
Give
didn't.
me a Constitution saving throw for your car.
I can try to do this.
How?
I have a save. Who
I have
has the
plus-
highest modifier on that?
I have a plus
should
5 to
nominate.
this. That's why I'm
Okay.
offering.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Oh no!
I was about to say I have a plus 5 to this as well, and it's my car.
I'll let you do it.
Yeah, go for it. If you also get an 8, I'm gonna cry laughing.
That's a 24.
Also, like, something divisible by 8. Good. In spirit.
8.
The number was 19.
Good.
Oh, that's
What would've-
more than double 8.
I was gonna say, what would have happened would have been, like, one of those Looney Tunes ass situations where you can see our skeletons in, like, the frame of the car. Like, what?
So, hang on. I need to do math.
What is math? What is the math?
You hear... First you see lightning crackle down all the way of the car, and you feel a whomp. As if an EMP has just shot through the roof of the car.
And they were going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
And Chuckles, oh, we're in danger.
This is in the middle of, like, Audrey being like, so this is why I don't get, like, an hour for lunch anymore. And then, like, that.
The car takes only, so it's half damage, 26 lightning damage. So you're still driving. And the good news is...
Hey, what the fuck is the car's HP?
Don't worry about it. And it goes from jazz back to, K-pop.
Yeah. Hardy's just like, I am getting the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah, that was terrifying.
I just looked for Kevin MacLeod K-pop. I just had BTS dancing to K-pop. To Kevin MacLeod.
Send it in the chat!
I will when we're done.
I want to see these boys aggressively dancing to some, like, Wii Shop music.
Instead it's his most used, most popular songs. Here, this is your K-pop. It sounds like Mario music. This is what you listen to on your drive.
Oh no, this is Chris Pratt's.
This is his... God, it's like when they're like, oh, this famous celebrity is gonna be in the movie, and they have, like, one voice line as, like, a cameo. This is Chris Pratt, the Loveland Frogman.
You get the idea
God,
that
no!
the frog did not take kindly to being called a crazy frog.
Oh.
Because I made the crazy frog noise.
The frogman will remember this.
I don't get an hour for lunch anymore, and you made it worse by comparing him to a 2006 internet meme.
I don't like that because it's an old internet meme and he loves old internet.
But, like, Crazy Frog?
Harm, give me, we don't really have vehicle proficiency in this, I believe. So, you tell me how you are going to get this frogman off of the roof of your car.
He's actually
That's
on the roof.
implication?
I think
Oh.
I'm going to do the equivalent of acrobatics, which would be stunt car driving, and I am going to do some kind of maneuver. Like I imagine that we're on
Please Tokyo Drift this. Please Tokyo
yeah, let's
Drift
Tokyo
this.
Drift this, where I'll take turns at as high a speed as I can to try and fling this frog off of my car, or, you know, go for low-hanging branches and that sort of thing.
Yeah, the Akira straight into a branch. Yup, great.
I imagine at one point, if sharp turns don't do it, she'll try and do like a 360 like spin. and just kind of get the grip loosened enough that he'll fall off.
Audrey is getting absolutely horribly motion sick and hates this at the moment.
Yeah, but there's Harm just like, suck it up, this is what I have to do.
There's still frog feet on the sunroof. It's not doing a whole lot.
Please give me that roll.
Okay, here it goes. That's a 15.
Okay. Frog is still in the car.
Okay.
Okay,
So that was a dirty 20.
I'm having to be more cautious because it's raining.
Odd, like, leans over, rolls the window down to get air, and then, like, whips the drone back out the window.
They gonna taser the frog? I don't think that'll work.
Listen, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna have the thing try to tase it to stun the frog to have it come off the car.
Here's the thing, it has lightning powers. I'm not sure that this'll work.
Do you want that, or do you want my tiny machine gun? You have two options.
You want to hit the frog with lightning?
I kind of want to, because I also want to see if it will tickle the frog.
Ooh. So it's less an attack and more a friendship hit.
It's kind of a thing where I want to...
Maybe the extremities will get tingly and loosen the grip.
It's
okay.
like a... Yeah, it's just, I don't necessarily want to hurt the frog, but mainly, like, either stun it so it falls off, or, like, if it starts making the frog laugh, I want to make the frog, like, lose concentration on staying on this car.
Okay. Tell me what you do.
So... Audrey is, like, just absolutely, like, hanging out of the window and being like, lightning thing. The drone is gonna go up, fly a little bit lower than normal, and, like, go out to the frogman's ankles and, like, pinch it with the thing for the lightning.
Okay.
Ankle biter.
That is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. Let's see. Frog is taking 5 lightning damage. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Of course. That is 26.
Okay, well, he's not stunned, but he did get a little fun moment there, where the drone is just like, okay. Does the frog react to the lightning in any way?
Indeed it does.
What does it do?
The frog flares with lightning and gurbles in primordial and deals 6 lightning damage back to your drone.
Cool.
Oh no, I hope it doesn't fuck up the drone.
I mean, it is relatively okay. Like, it's made with electricity, so I don't know if that would just, like, supercharge it or what. I'm not fully sure.
So I'm still driving like a stunt person here.
Uh-huh. And then the frogman is going to Can you give me a charisma saving throw, please? Harmony.
Oh, this could be bad.
Oh, no.
That's a 17.
Oh, the dice like you.
The dice do like me. I'm really glad the dice like me because I have a feeling this could be really, really bad.
So that was for the car. And you prevent the frogman from hijacking your car's computer and shutting it down completely.
My baby loves me. My baby loves me. You can't take my baby from me.
I like the idea that it is trying to, like, get into it like a Tesla, and this car is far too old for this to work.
Yes!
But Harm's theory is that her baby loves her and will never betray her.
Yeah, of course.
So you hear a screech of froggy rage as the roof bends in momentarily.
Oh no!
And then you see, amidst the fog and the clouds, a streak of green illuminated with crackling lightning springing away into the distance. For now.
Oh, phew. Thank God.
Yeah. I do not see that because I am still hanging out the window like a wet hoodie.
Harm is just like, fuck, I'm going to need the paperwork I'm gonna need to fill out to get all this fixed. God
no.
We have insurance, that's kind of the point.
Penha wants to know how Froggy Rage sounds.
Froggy Rage sounds like
yeah.
Screaming frogs.
Oh, that tiny screaming frog, yeah. I love the tiny screaming frog. Yep, I am gonna, as Harm's, like, complaining about having to fill out paperwork, be like, we have insurance on the car, that's kind of what it's for. They don't have to know it was a frog that bent the roof, it could be an accident for all they care.
Well, I mean, at our company, who is going to be paying for anything the insurance doesn't cover, because this was definitely on the job, and it was a cryptid that did this, so...
Yeah.
So there.
Oh, good. It should all be fine.
Listen, I want to get out of this car so badly.
I mean, we're nearly at where we need to be, right?
Let's go into the next major city and find a motel. And, just decompress. I think that's what we need.
And as you drive through the great state of Pennsylvania, you know that every state in Pennsylvania takes forever. Or every trip into Pennsylvania takes forever, even if it's just a short trip. So you've got a long time to plan how you are going to figure out how to get reimbursed for your car.
Pennsylvania is purgatory, that is confirmed, thank you.
And that was Cryptids Inc.
What a way to end! Okay, so you kill the Smiling Man, but you are now stuck in Pennsylvania and you can never escape.
I mean,
Bread, you are a cryptid.
I was gonna say, I guess this is what Goody feels like trapped in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, let me just say that it's a good thing that it's...
God damn it!
Let's just say it's a good thing that it's Harmony that's driving and not me, because the thing is, if I ever drive without to a new place without GPS going, I always end up on a hidden road. It's always named Hidden Road, and they're always different ones. But I know as soon as I hit that, I'm just like, roads. I am now in the Twilight Zone, and I need my GPS to get myself out of this.
As long as you don't go to Kentucky. And
I was just gonna say, I can imagine Shelly in the front seat trying to, like, direct you on a map and also a digital GPS.
Yes. No, I'm just imagining, like, Shelly trying to, like, help with the GPS, and then, like, frogs start appearing on the GPS, and it's like...
Objects in mirror are closer than they appear.
So, we had so much fun with this. We are so grateful to Alexis for sponsoring this, for producing this book, which you can buy at Drive-Thru RPG with this link that Draz just posted in chat. We are not going to be back next week because we are taking some time off for the holidays, and we hope you have some wonderful holidays. We will be back on January 6th, and Zan is going to be GMing Delivery Dragons. For January, we are going to be doing 3 one-shots that are all going to be GM'd by Zan. They're all going to be little indie games that you can get on itch, so we're going to be promoting those creators. It's going to be a blast, so we hope that you are enjoying and will continue to enjoy the kind of new way that we're doing Threeflings now. So yeah, we're going to go shoot our behind-the-scenes show, so stick around because we're going to do a raid. I'm doing too many things at once, which is why I'm losing my spiel. But yeah, first let's find out where you can see all of these wonderful humans in the real life. Because, we're going to dox everybody right now. Starting with Zan, next month's DM. Who are you? Where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Zan Larson, also known as Pale White Rabbit on Twitter and Instagram, and I have an online store where I sell prints of my artwork and other things. Basically, that's what I'm working on the new games, and as we said, Delivery Dragons is going to be the first one, and one of the other ones is going to be Dracula Owes You Money, and the third one is Lesbian Werewolf Crime Fighters. So it's going to be an exciting month.
And Corey, where can we find you in the real life?
Right, in the real life, I am someone from New York who's worked with people across the country, so this was very funny. If you try to find me on real life, we will throw hands. I don't care. You can find me at These Dead Pens on Twitter, where that will direct you to my art, my other work, and things that I talk about and meme and scream about online. Like, AI art being the absolute worst. I did illustrations for the Uncaged anthology, and I have commissions open on my art page, so go feel free to check that out, and have a happy rest of the year, everybody.
Heck yeah. Draz, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hello, I am Draz. Draz, you can find me in Australia, which is far away from everything that happened in this episode with all of the guns and all of the endless Pennsylvania. All of that is just so detached from me. You can find me on Twitter at Drazillion, and if Twitter goes down, find me on co-host. And also, you can find me in our Discord.
And I'm Jess. I have some cool stuff going on, actually. With it, that's me. I just posted that. Wow. I had a couple of releases this week. One of them is that one. If you were like, hey, I like 5e, but I wish that it had more interesting travel. There are so many scenarios and cool rules in travel for Uncharted Journeys there. Also, if you're doing like MCDM's Flea Mortals, the big monster book, I just revamped their hags. So, I know, shocking. So I rewrote the Green Hag, Night Hag, and Sea Hag for them, as well as a super-powered hag named Striganona. So you can grab that on their Kickstarter. So yeah, that's fun. Also, you can see me on a Sunday, which is Monday for people like Draz, on Phoenix Iwaki's channel.
People like Draz!
People like Draz, and people like Phoenix Iwaki, who is in Japan, where I play an evil little tabaxi who is just doing their best.
Mike
yelling, Mike Honid. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We have had such a blast with this. Thank you again to Alexis for sponsoring it. And we hope you all have a very happy holiday season, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year. We are going to go shoot, as I said before, our Patreon video. So join our Patreon if you want to get access to behind the scenes videos and other our Discord and the weird things that we do there. That made it sound creepier than it is. Right now, we are going to go raid the award-winning channel Girls Run These Worlds. They've been very kind to us. And, yeah, let's go say hi. They're doing their holiday stream. So give them some love, and we will see you next month. Take care, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.
Next night.
Bye!
Bye!
More like next year!